aside from us. So
What's up? What's good? What is happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, and this is my Wednesday live stream vlog where I come on and talk about whatever the funk I want to talk about. A couple of things that I'm going to get into tonight is I'm going to give my TRT Week 7 update. I've got a mindset story or a mindset metaphor to share. As that's how I'm looking at running the rest of my 2024 is I'm trying to get people to get a better mindset about themselves, have that growth mindset, have that I can do anything mindset, and kick life off from there. I'm also going to give my thoughts on the Sonya Massey shooting that everybody is reporting on. And then I'm going to finish with a Reddit from Am I the Asshole Reddit subreddit. So that's what we've got going on today. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in. I'm streaming on multiple platforms. You can find me on Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. If there's a like button on the platform that you're watching this on, hit that like button. I was supposed to do a book review for Protect Your Peace by Trent Shelton. I have not finished the book. So with that being said, I'm going to push the book review out 2 weeks. So we're going to do the book review on August the 7th, after my 40th birthday on August the 4th. Y'all, hey, should I go live on my birthday? I just might do it. All right. Let's see if we got anybody in the building today before we begin. Shout out to my lady, aka Michelle Early on Facebook and aka God Happened to Me over on YouTube. I appreciate the support. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, let's start with TRT update for week 7. Look, so far the update for TRT is just like how it was last week. If you didn't tune in last week, what I said was about week 3, I started to feel a lot more energized, started to have a lot more virality about myself. It was easy for me to get up in the morning. I've been getting up now consistently before my alarm goes off at around 6:10, 6:15, somewhere around there. And life's been great. Life's been good with getting up, being able to knock out some things before my workday has started. There hasn't been any downsides outside of having acne on my face. I have been having acne on my face, and it's been pretty different for me as an adult to have acne just often on my face like that. If I was somebody that was insecure, it bothered me. But as a guy that's really not insecure, I don't care. Okay. Give me a second here as I got to give an update. I'm going to go live on my personal channel as well. So that's really all of an update that I have. It's been nothing but positives. Initially, I was struggling with having to figure out about the whole giving myself needles, as I've been doing an intramuscular injection. At least I think that, I hope I said it right, intramuscular. And once you get used to sticking yourself with the needle, it ain't that bad. It is not that bad. So that's really all of the update that I have for that. But let me change my audience to public here. All right. So now that that's done, I have something here that I was thinking about when I was looking at what I wanted to do on a mindset talk, right? Something that you can have, that you can think about as you are out here living life and accomplishing your goals, or trying to accomplish your goals. So I was thinking about something. And I always like to try to have a good metaphor. As Michelle, my uncle Nate, they're good about putting out these metaphors. And I'm trying to get as good as they are. Okay. I went sailing a couple of weeks back, and I started thinking about how that is, right? How living life is just like navigating the vast, ever-changing ocean. Each day where you go out in the ocean, if you're a sailor, you would set sails from those shores, trying to navigate waters that are unpredictable at times, but can be serene and calm at other times, right? And when the seas are tranquil and it's calm, you can get across the water effortlessly. The wind can fill your sails, and they can make you feel as though you're making swift progress towards your goals. You're breezing through life, right? But then there's other times that the waves come crashing high, smacking your boat, threatening to knock that thing over. You might start getting to be tossed around. If you're not that strong in trying to navigate waters, you could lose your way, or you could find yourself capsized, wading in the water, waiting on help. And that's the same thing with life, right? The thing about that, though, is when you're in those rough seas, that's when you can find out a lot about yourself. I would rather be a guy that has lived with a lot of struggle like I have than to have been spoon fed everything, get into my adult life, and I don't know how to do things because I've had things done for me. I would rather be the guy that encounters things and have setbacks so that I could learn about myself in those setbacks and how to navigate those challenges. I believe that in today's society in 2024, because of life's natural cycles, we've gotten to a point to where the people before us had it harder. We might have worked to make things easy for the people behind us, and they don't have anything that they're seeing as far as big challenges, or it's rare, right? It's a whole lot of government assistance that's out there. If I was somebody that wasn't trying to do things on my own and live with that government assistance, what's going to cause me to then have to work to get past that struggle to then move on to succeed? When somebody's going through those rough storms, that storm can teach you how to steer more skillfully, how to read the winds and everything around them, and then you also are forced to learn how to fix your boat if it's damaged when you go through something. Okay. You can discover your own resilience because every mistake has a valuable lesson if you take the time to assess what that lesson is. You can almost say that every detour can have an unexpected adventure as well. And I was going to say that's how Christopher Columbus might have felt, but people want to debunk that Christopher Columbus was the one to discover North America. I'm not a history buff like that, so don't step on my face for saying that one. But take the time to live your life, have your journey, savor those stories of perseverance and growth, and if you have the opportunity, share it. Also, appreciate the calm after the storm, right? The beauty of the sunrise after a long night, the joy of reaching that new destination. By living life, you're choosing to embrace both the smooth sailings and the rough waters that's ahead, knowing that each of those experiences can shape you into a more seasoned and wise individual. All right. So embrace the journey, learn from the storms, savor the moments of calm. Right there. Those three things are a part of living life. I was talking to a coworker today, and she's like, boy, you stay busy. You always doing something. And I'm like, first of all, man here. Second of all, I'm trying to live life. I'm trying to learn. Who knows how long we've got on this thing? There was an athlete by the name of Jacoby Jones, played on the championship Baltimore Ravens team. Same age as me, passed away in his 40s. I was listening to a Cam Newton live stream, and in that live stream, another player who was friends with Jacoby Jones had said that he was battling depression and was drinking a lot and fell asleep and I think they said that he had a stroke, right? This isn't anything that's been released on any kind of public newspapers or public media, but just somebody that knows him, probably knows some people around him, and that's what he heard. Let me see if I have any comments before I go to the next topic here. Jeremy Cruz said that he's tuned in, and I appreciate him. And he said, discipline is built when you have learned the error of your ways and vow to repeat them. Oh, sorry. Vow not to repeat them. Absolutely, man. And Cruz, you are a living testimony of that, right? I haven't seen you in over 2 decades. And I appreciate the people that use their social media for something positive, sharing their, victories. Some people actually share their defeats and things like that. Those are the people that I really admire. The ones that can sit down and go, you know what? Today was crappy and it was what it was. I've had some relatives that got into some car accidents saying, hey, if you've heard I've gotten into a car accident, I'm all right. I'm gonna probably be sore for a little bit. I can admire those people. Too often people say social media is not real life because you can only see what people choose to showcase for it, right? But I like to look at the stuff that people showcase, and I see a lot of people like Cruz running his business, consistently working out and improving his health and trying to improve the health of others as well, right? He's gained that knowledge base on how to improve your fitness, and he is using that to further other things that he has going on, as well as I believe he might still be in the armed forces. I'm not entirely too sure about that, but I see that stuff, Jeremy. I see that stuff, and I admire it, brother. So keep doing that. Keep sharing that. Keep it up, man. Let's see. Michelle said that you can't discover what's already been existed and was inhibited. Well, Michelle, he who names it claims it. Ain't that how that go? He who names it claims it, or he who claims it names it. Both of those can work. Both of those can work. What do I have next? Let's go check the next things. Oh, all right. Fair warning. The next topic can be a little bit triggering, but we're going to talk about Sonya Massey. And I have here something to bring up. I'm going to see if I can bring up the article that I was going to share. Where is it at? So if you haven't heard about this incident in the state of Illinois, which I don't have a reason to go to Illinois, and if I can avoid that state altogether, I absolutely will. But earlier in July, a responding sheriff's deputy was called and showed up alongside another sheriff's deputy to the home of Sonya Massey. And the unarmed 36-year-old Black woman and mother of two was told to put down a pot of boiling water, and there was the released body cam footage that showed an officer what is a YouTube safe word I could say? Using his weapon and ending the life of Miss Massey. And there's been some controversy about the use of force in this situation. Folks highlighting why it seems like cops are continuing to end the lives of people of color and everything that just kind of goes along with that. Initially, a review by the Illinois State Police had found that Grayson was not justified in his use of deadly force. Now, I can't play the video because of YouTube guidelines, but the officer is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with the firearm, and official misconduct in her death. Now, I'm going to have to narrate what happened a bit. So, Sonya Massey called the police because she said that somebody was rummaging around the outside of her house. And I'm going to be paraphrasing some things. Cops show up. They ask to come in. She lets them in. They're asking questions about some things. And they eventually ask for her ID. While all of this is happening, there was some water with a pot that was boiling over on the stove. Some small talk about turning the stove off and things like that so that they don't burn the house. Sonya gets up and she goes over to the water and she grabs the pot. And you, at that point, it's not really said what's happening, but you see both of the officers in the body cam kind of take a step back. And when they do, they draw their weapon and she's like, whoa, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus and all this and that, which first of all, it's my understanding that Miss Massey, Michelle, what's the right way to say this? She didn't have all of her faculties. I'm trying to not get canceled because I'm also streaming on LinkedIn. But let's just say a normal, rational person, in my opinion, would not have done all of that, right? You should feel comfortable in your home, but at the same time, be smart about this. They have weapons. You don't. Go turn the water off and sit back down or grab your ID or whatever it is that you're supposed to do. Now, it's my opinion that one of those officers, the one that fired the kill shot, was trigger happy, non-empathetic, and didn't have the awareness to know that she isn't someone that you can rationalize with. I don't know. Y'all help me out. I think y'all are trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Like, he was overly aggressive with her the moment she grabbed the pot, trying to make it seem like she was going to throw it on him. And when you look at, because there's been both body cam footages that have been released, she in no way made any motion to throw it. There was one that it was a clear video that got slowed down a lot, and you see her with like raise her hands up like this and took one or a couple of rounds to her face. The part that infuriated me too was that afterwards, the cop that shot her called her a crazy B word and just had no empathy for what just occurred. None whatsoever. And the other part, and this is the thing that grinds my gears too. If you're part of my team and you do something wrong, where's the person that says, hey, that person had a life, right? Where's the people that say, show some respect? Where's the person that calms that person down to where they're not talking that way. Nobody on any one of those cops did anything to get that guy to just stop. And that's what I have a problem with. Nobody did that. Okay? No one. Let me go and check the comments here real quick. Jeremy Cruz said, one day we will stand before Jesus and have to discuss what we did with our time here. Help others or ourselves, our choice. There's a comment on Kick that I believe is spam, but it is what it is. Michelle said, please also note that Sonya Massey lived with severe mental illness. She called for help because she perceived a threat. Again, she needed help. Jeremy Cruz follows that up with, we've been conditioned to see color instead of evil. This man was evil and provided the right opportunity to be exposed. Our God said that all things would be revealed in the light. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And may we all learn to value life over color. That part, man. That part. Like, value life over color. Value life, period. I see too many people that don't value life and the lives of others. And it's tragic. It's sad. I had somebody today, and this is off topic, but I'm going to say this real quick. Guy stops me as I'm coming out of a building sending the fax, and he asked me for some money. And I told him I don't have any money. The silent part after that was for you. And his story was he needed to get back to Washington, D.C. And I'm sitting here like, where we live at and where D.C. is, it's not close. And whatever his reason was, I wasn't giving him any money. I then go to a different location, and as I'm coming out, because I had to buy something there, he goes, I thought you said you didn't have any money. And I'm like, I don't have any money for you. That's not exactly how I said it, but while I do value life, I also value people that are honest and not deceitful. And in my opinion, I wasn't deceitful to him and telling him I didn't have any money. And next time I should just leave with that. I don't have any money for you there, guy. Anyway, Massey, let's see. No one has the right to take a life. Pete, let me challenge that one for a second. If somebody was coming after you with the intent on killing you, would you not defend yourself by any means possible? I'm not out to take somebody's life, but there is people out there that would take mine without hesitation. And it is my hope that I have the right skill set and mindset to neutralize the threat if a threat was to occur to me or my family. That I believe I have a right for. But just to walk into somebody's place and end their life without a threat to my life, I do disagree with that. Now, with Massey's case, they have arrested the officer. He has pled not guilty. I'm going to show what he looks like too, and I'm going to get y'all to agree or disagree on this one. So I'm a guy that has multiple tattoos. All right. And let's see if I can zoom in on this guy's tattoos. I don't know if he was prior military, but they show that the guy's had several part-time and full-time jobs over the last 4 years, was likely a guy that when you move around that often, it's because you're difficult to work with. Yet he was able to transfer and get all these other positions without getting checked. But his tattoos, and I don't know if y'all can see my mouse right here. These kind of tattoos on a police officer, if I'm running the department, I'm not having that. If I ever see an officer with short sleeves that have these kind of tattoos, I'ma just hope I make it home that day. And that's sad to say. That is sad to say. Records list his reason for leaving as other. This dude's longest employment was with a sheriff's office that he worked for just over a year and 2 months. That's crazy. All right. One department stated that he was let go by the board when he refused to live within the 10-mile radius of that place, which some areas are like that, right? If you are going to police the area, you have to live within a certain vicinity or move there by a certain hire date. And if you don't, they will release you. And I think that that's how most of those jobs should be. Look, I think that enforcement is needed, yet things should be, there should be checks and balances for certain positions and a little bit of extra scrutiny when you have a guy that has been moving around like this guy. And some person, I'm trying to figure out who this was, the father of Sonya, James Wilburn, said that his employment history should have been more scrutinized. And I don't blame him. And he's quoted as saying, when a black man just has a little bit of a blemish on his record, he can't get hired. But here's a man who in 4 years has been in 6 different departments. That's a fair thing to say, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to make it about race here, but it kind of is. All right. It's unfortunate that Miss Massey lost her life. People are trying to seize this as an opportunity to make it a political thing. I want to say I don't sit on either side of the fence on whether it is, isn't, whether it can or can't be. I think that when you look at the facts, the officer that took her life deserved to be arrested. It was not justified. And there should be some additional training in an already stressful job like being a police officer, a sheriff's deputy, law enforcement. Maybe, just maybe, there should also be people that are trained to go on jobs like that, that if you're showing up at an address that's because you'd have to like identify, register. If you show up to somebody that is known to be mentally unstable, there should be some type of like crisis operator there as well. There's a fictional show called Station 19 where they had this unit called Crisis One, and Crisis One was to go into situations like that where, hey, somebody might not have been mentally all the way there, and there's somebody that's trained in like psychology and things like that that shows up to assist in those things. Maybe, just maybe, funding needs to be available so that every department has someone like that that can fulfill that type of duty. I don't know. If y'all have an answer, please let me know. And I just realized that my whole title was wrong. All right. So let me know what y'all think about Sonya Massey. Put it down in the comment section. And I am going to get to my last subject here. So the last thing that I have, oh, that's way too long. Nope, I'm not going to do that one. I am not going to do that one. Ooh. This one isn't that long, so I'm going to read this one. This one is, would I be the asshole? And I'm going to share my screen here. And it reads as follows. Would I be the asshole if I told my wife's dead husband's parents to stop coming to see our daughter? Yikes. All right. So, throwaway account says, I've been married. I have been married my wife for about 2 years now, and we had our daughter a year ago. Now, my wife was married before. She got married pretty young, but her husband died. I knew all of this, and I've just been fine with it until now. Okay, let me try to back that up again. So this person married someone who was married before, and that person's husband passed away. Okay, now I'm on board. Man, people should learn how to write before they come on Reddit. So the person said that they knew all of this before and was fine with it up until now. She said she still is pretty close to her dead husband's parents. Okay. So I'm going to assume that this is a male. He says, and they were excited for the birth of our child. FYI, they only had one son, no other kids. They've been coming over to our place about once a week, and it was fine at first, but it's gotten kind of suffocating. They have visited us more time than either her parents or my parents. They have even stayed over at our house at times, something I wouldn't even like if they were my own parents. Another thing, they talk about their dead son a lot, which is usually fine, but they've made some comments that make me uncomfortable. They even said my daughter kind of looks like him, and his mom even said, "Oh, if she's this cute, right? It says cute right here. Oh, if she's this cute, imagine how cute your kids would have been if only dot dot dot." When talking to my wife, she was going to say more, but I think she realized what she was about to say, and he was right there. I want to be amicable, and I know that there's only going to, and I knew that there were going to be some moments like this, but it's starting to make me feel uncomfortable. Would I be the asshole if I told my dead wife's parents to stop coming to see our daughter? Yikes. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Michelle said, nope, you are not the a-hole. That is your child, not the deceased husband's child. Also followed that up with, however, you have to be delicate with approaching this whole subject. So let me think about this one. They're still the grandparents of the child that he's the stepfather of. By them being the grandparents, yeah, but I think that there should be some boundaries. So would you be the asshole if you told your wife's dead parents to your wife's dead husband's parents? That's a whole mouthful. To stop coming to see our daughter? Yes. But I would set some boundaries, right? I would say, hey, if you want to spend time with your grandson, do that. I don't know you like that. I want to be nice and cordial with you, but when you bring up your dead son, I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. You said no, not a step parent. Yeah, because his now wife has 2 kids. One that she came into the marriage, and which was the son, right? So if he married her, wouldn't that be his step kid? See, I might have read this story wrong, but this dude also didn't type things properly either. The parents of the dead husband are not related to the baby. Yeah, so he put that in the title, right? But he's also talking about how well, he focused this paragraph on talking about the daughter. I think he needs to say, hey, you can come by and see your grandkid, but there's really no reason to see my daughter like that. Especially, okay, all right, I have my opinions, especially when they were talking about that the daughter kind of looks like their dead son. Yeah, that crosses a line. That crosses a huge line. I would say something there, and it is going to be uncomfortable. We should say, hey, out of respect for your son and my daughter, don't do that. You have to say that. You have to say it up front, and it is going to be uncomfortable. So, do I think that you would be the a-hole for doing that? No. No. They should still honor their dead son. They should still be allowed to be in their grandkids' life. But as far as the daughter, I think you should draw a clear boundary. My bad. I had to get there. I had to get there first. You asked if I could send you the link. I'm going to do that now. I'm sending it to you on Facebook Messenger. Oh, and I just checked my Facebook Messenger and I see I have a couple of things here. Okay. Hey, Jeremy, if you're still listening, I'd like to have you on to talk about improving on my health and things like that. So I will not this live stream because I'm about to close it, but in about 3 weeks, let me know if your schedule's good to come on in 3 weeks and we can definitely chop it up. Can you do 3 weeks from now? I'd love to have you on, brother. That'd be awesome. Okay. Let me come back here. Stupid question. Am I going to buy a new car? Are you going to buy a new? No, I'm not going to be buying a new car anytime soon. These interest rates are trash. My interest rate I got was at the end of 2020 or in the middle of 2020. No, I refinanced it in 2021. And I'm at like a 3.2. If I were to do it now, it'd be like a 6.7. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Okay, let me see. Michelle said that the dead parents' babies are not, the dead husband's parents are not related to the baby. There's only one child. I think there's two. I'm sorry. So there is a son here. Oh, they were excited for the birth of our child. They only had one son, no other children at all. You are right, Michelle. Let me say that again. You are right. There was no other kid. It was just the daughter. Who then I have to take back everything else that I said. His now wife is still close with her first husband's parents. They want to be in the picture, and this person is saying, hey, I don't want the parents to come around. Thank you, Michelle. I got there finally. Holy moly. Yes, you would be a bit of an asshole to do that, but you have to approach that and set those boundaries and say, hey, look, I respect y'all. I know that my wife was close and married to your husband, to y'all's son. This is my family, and this is how I'm looking at this. Yeah, the dead husband's parents were dead wrong. My bad. That's why I got my bad, babe. All right. Hey, I got Cuzzo in the chat said, let's see, you did not say that at first, but they have a right to see their grandkids, but they should have set boundaries on the time and the place. Yeah, Cuzzo. So I was wrong. I thought that there were 2 kids in the picture. There weren't any kids. The dead husband and the wife didn't have any kids together. That's where our complete reading comprehension matters, people. And I messed up. All right. So he's an asshole if he doesn't come to that scenario with empathy, right? And just say, hey, I understand that y'all lost y'all's son, but my daughter is my DNA. And to put my daughter's DNA onto your, kid like that is disrespectful to me. If he approaches it like that, solid, great. If he does not, could be considered assholish. All right. So that's all I have for today's live stream. Got some travel plans coming up here. Going to be visiting my lady's family on her paternal side, as they are having a family reunion over the next couple of days. So wish her safe travels. Looking at having some fun over the next 3 or 4 days. Going to catch the Deadpool versus Wolverine tomorrow. Already have my tickets for that. And I'll be back next Wednesday with another vlog and another update. Y'all take care, and I'm out. Peace.